Hello there. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to start this flow laying down on our backs. You can go ahead and hug the knees in and go ahead and send that left out long, hugging that right knee into the chest. Maybe resting that left hand on that left thigh. And go ahead and start to point and flex that right foot. Little nerve flossing. And maybe take some ankle rolls here, warming up through that right foot. And reverse that ankle roll. Now round of breath. And we're going to straighten through that leg. If you need to bend through that left knee, be my guest. Otherwise, we're going to bring our hands behind that thigh or maybe that calf. And if you're flexible enough, you can grab onto that right foot. And we're going to come here and point and flex the foot again. Really feeling into the hamstrings and the shins. Maybe trying to straighten that knee a little more if you have that knee bent like I do. Full round of breath. Beautiful. Slowly release, bending through that right knee and bringing it over towards the left, coming in for our supine twist. Right arm is reaching out and our gaze is towards that right arm. If it feels good, you can keep that left hand on that right knee. Breathing here. And slowly we're going to come back around, keeping that right knee bent. We're coming in for a half happy baby. Wherever you grab that leg or the knee or peace fingers around the big toe. And maybe keeping that left hand on that left hip to make sure that left hip is staying grounded here. Coming back to the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Nice and steady rounds of breath. And slowly we're going to bend through that left knee, coming in for our reclined pigeon, taking that right ankle under that left knee, maybe using that right hand to push against that right thigh. If it feels good, you can bring that left knee in towards the chest and maybe wrap the hands around that left thigh or shin. Relaxing the shoulders here. Coming back to that conscious breath. Steady inhales and slow and controlled exhales. Beautiful. Slowly we release. We're coming in for bridge, so both feet on the mat. Feel for those heels. Engage the glutes to lift the thighs up. Keeping the gaze forward here. Maybe bringing the hips up a little higher. Breathing. And slowly we release the booty back down to the mat. And sending that right leg out, hugging that left knee in, coming in for the other side. It's feeling into this left hip. Nice pulling action. If you need to bend through that right leg, be my guest. It might help you get a little deeper into the stretch. And we're going to start pointing and flexing that left foot now. And go ahead and take those ankle rolls if you took those on the other side. And reversing that roll. And then we're going to straighten through that leg or as straight as we can. Bring our hands behind that thigh. And we're going to come and point and flex the foot again here. Feeling into those hamstrings and the shins. And if you played with straightening through that knee on the other side, you can go ahead and try to play with that here. Getting our stretch on. Taking little pulses towards you will help flex through that leg. Coming in for our supine twist, so come to that outer right hip and pull that left knee towards the right. Gaze is towards that left hand that is extended towards the left side. Relaxing through the shoulders and the face for just a moment. Steady inhales and exhales. Slowly coming around, finding that half happy baby on the left side. So we're catching that ankle behind the thigh, outer edge of the foot, or peace fingers around the big toe. Whatever's feeling better in your body today. Slowly, we're going to bend through that right knee, coming in for our reclined pigeon on the other side. Pressing that left hip open by pressing that thigh. And maybe grabbing that right shin or behind the thighs to deepen this stretch. You can use that left elbow against that left knee if it feels good for you here. Tapping back into the breath. Gentle release, coming back for our bridge pose. Heels plant, and we're feeling for those heels, engaging the glutes and sending the hips up. Continuing those steady breaths here, not losing that. Full rounds of breath. Maybe lift the hips up a little more. And very slowly we come back to the mat, hugging both of the knees in. We're going to rock up and come into an all fours position. Stacking the hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrist, and we're just going to come through a couple rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, we lift the gaze. Exhaling, we round the spine. We connect this movement to the breath. Exhale to round. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we round. And on the inhale, we lift. Exhale, round. And we're coming back to neutral. Walking the hands slightly forward, coming in downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a nice little walk with the dog, pedaling the feet out here. Pushing hard through the shoulders here. We're not collapsing into them. Maybe finding a bit of stillness. Taking that right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend through that knee. Rolling it forward. We're going to step in between the hands. Lowering down that back knee and untucking those toes. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Maybe taking that gaze up. And exhale into our cactus arms. Continuing to breathe. Nice heart opening pose here in our low lunge. Another round of breath. And exhale, those hands come down to the mat, framing that foot, tucking those back toes and lifting the knee off of the mat, finding a runner's lunge. And then we're going to step that left foot forward, meeting the right, coming into a forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows and just taking a sway left to right here. If it feels good, you can interlace those hands behind the back, allowing the shoulders to open here. Finding some pulses, or you can come into stillness, whichever you prefer. Slowly release, lowering the hips down, coming in for a yogi squat. Hands come to the heart, using the elbows to open up through the knees. Hands plant, hopping back into a downward facing dog. Beautiful job. We're going to roll forward slowly into a high plank. Come down into our chaturanga, lower all the way down. Cobra pose. Tuck the toes, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a round of breath. And we're going to sweep that left leg up into the air, 3-leg dog. Open up through the hips here. And then we'll roll it forward, stepping it in between the hands, lowering that back knee and untucking the toes. Inhale those arms up and overhead. Cactus on the exhale. Keeping the gaze lifted. Nice little back bend here. Inhale. And exhale brings those hands back down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Step it forward into our forward fold. Ragdoll if you'd like. And if you took the interlace, maybe doing that again and allowing the shoulders to open up here. Taking a sway or a pulse, or you can come here and find some stillness. Whatever's feeling better and what your body is calling for. Full round of breath. And on the exhale, we'll release the hands to the mat. Heel toe those feet to the outer edges. Lower the hips down, coming in for our yogi squat. Inhale. And exhale, hands come to the mat. Stepping it back into our downward facing dog. We're going to roll it forward into our high plank. Lower down chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then we're going to send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a round of breath. And we're slowly going to roll forward. Lower the knees down, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. Forehead comes towards the mat. A few rounds of breath here. Slowly coming up onto the fingertips. Walking back. We're going to come into a cross-legged seat. We're going to find a lotus mudra here. So inhale those arms up and exhale them down to heart center. We're going to leave the pinky and the thumbs together while we create a flower type shape, cultivating loving kindness here, rising above life's mud, connecting to our inner beauty. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.